it ain't broke, don't fix it for the Knights. The last time that they run this comp was the last 2 times where they won against a team like Cloud9, who's usually good on Breeze, and a team like Energy, who we have commented how Psalm is amazing on that map as a jet on this map right here. So I'm interested to see what the Knights have in store for XSET with the same comp.
Those are 2 really fun conversations. You almost got me talking about different teams just now. Mid rush to start things off. Cryo Vans.
It's so fast right now, and that's Cryo with the first kill onto Ban. So that mirror match continues on, and it's still going to be Cryo taking the upper hand at the beginning of this round. But it's so fast for this mid to A split. Still some trade-offs happening, though, with the advantage coming back for the Knights. Ziff took position now towards these boxes. Cage coming out from this attacker side as well, allowing this plan to happen, but Ziff is already spotted. Not even needed, though. He's still able to swing out and get the headshot onto Def, and that's a great way to get the revenge.
Second one, looks like we got Cryo still pushing up again. He points to the box in front of him. I wonder if we're actually going to get a... Yeah, 0 point allows him to get an advantageous position. We'll see if this pays off.
There's not going to be many avenues for him to be able to dash away if he misses these shots, so it's pretty much a one and done of this part.
He's
at least hopefully to get some information.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
He's good.
Okay, so at least he might have one back. Oh. 2 rounds
yes,
in a
so
row,
the Aljon misses, but at least those guys coming out, I mean, it's just 2 guys being like the exclamation point of Metal Gear Solid comes out, and then Cell just gets picked off.
You love to see a cheeky play. Knights nicely on to B here. Good drone, playing it safe, and they do give a bit of respect there to what they need to do. They're not just running into the site. Everything fundamental. It looks like the back off here from Zekin and BCJ. They will go down. Oh, not after doing, or not before doing damage though.
Yeah, they're gonna look for some exit at this point. Try to add that pressure with that Marshall, BCJ trying to get something done with the classic, dying with the spike, make it expensive.
Exactly.
Because if they're able to do that, they will be able to make it really expensive. Look at what we invested for the Knights into this round. There you go. That's another weapon to fall, but at least the rifles that came out, that Vandal and that Phantom that was invested, was actually kept for the Knights.
See what a gun round feels like, and Cryo is going to let them know if they go halls exactly what that is. But now Knights kind of have to read the round to see what kind of defense XSET is going to set up after 2 pretty fast pistol and second round.
We talked about fast pistol and second round. Very slow in this round for Knights, though. Broadening towards this mid side. We're actually using Frosty as that Cypher, as that lurk player. And we were just talking about this during Agent's Life before he actually started picking up the mic. Is Def is going into back as a Cypher where he played the Astra before, so maybe he's going to have that responsibility to lurk the end, but let's hold that thought and talk about it later because we have the execution inside this A site, and it's traded off for the Knights with the advantage. Aljon also to spot Cryocells and ping him out, forcing him away with this operator back towards the A hulls, and he's able to get a second ping out of that one. The most value that Gangsta is getting out of one Aljon that pushes back the defenders and allowing the Knights to have such a good position on the post plan.
A quick loft in from Zekin. Def on 1. Could it be more?
Nope.
Nope.
But at least we have back lines pushing forward and easily traded off. And on a 2v1, Cryocell still has a dash to work with, and you can already see backing away. It turns out actually quite well for the Knights in their quote-unquote bonus here with the rifles that they had from that second round. They still maintain it in this third round here. Would be important if they could get this kill into Cryocells. Might be an off timing here. Got it. There's that first kill. There's a second.
Gangsta's drone, like you said, is getting so much information. There's no second guessing. And that's what we're getting out of the Knights right now. We saw XSET do a bit of triaging on split. They were able to figure this out after a few rounds. And we'll see if that comes to be. The operator still in the hands of Cryo here as we get a 0 point out. And the gate seems to be open now for Knights again.
Especially with the null command too, but Aaron lines them all up, and that's another KO that moves into a round, this time by Ziff, that gets immediately canceled as they walk into the round. That's a huge recon dart to actually spot one player towards main, one towards ladder, and no plants coming in yet, so.
Aaron.
Link. The kill. 2 more alive now to go for the Knights. Let's see.
Scuba is dead if the wind blows.
Pretty much. And they're up against two riflers, or should I say scopers. One with an operator, one with a marshal, and Def does have that rifle to play to close range and narrow that gap once we get the information here. And now Cryo draws it to a great spot. If actually the Knights, as you see, they're trying to lean in towards this archway, he has perfect vision to be able to take him down. And he can just play the clock. Take your time, trying to figure out what's going to happen. You can even see that BCJ is falling all the way back just in case. But now, as that spike plant is going down, that rotation is going to come in from BCJ.
I was wondering if they would give it to Ban to get Bladestorm after this, but it's too risky for even the Viper's Pit, too. They need to be able to see all angles. This is so tense and silly.
And it's traded off, and the other reason why you don't want to use the Viper's Pit is because Scuba is at 2 HP. But he does have a snake bite. There's that dash in. You're going to swing out from that smoke, trying to isolate that battle, but yeah. There was definitely some calls by her teammates. He's one shot, so Cryo comes out with the pistol and pops him.
Oh. Again, they keep the map. Might have a push out here from Cryo Cells. Looks like he's going to get something spicy to start towards elbow.
Zekin's going to get some information here for Scuba towards his B side, but yes, because of that wall, Cryo wants to move up and fight. I was talking about the wall from Viper with that toxic screen. We had some heavy pressure right now from the Knights into the area, and it continues on. The Owl Jones coming in, and they're falling behind it right now, and that's Ban looking in the front. BCJ is going to have to lob a shot dart, maybe even a second one, as we got a little bit of information off a dart that went off from a camera from Def. So lots of suppression from the utility from XSET. Resets the Knights towards the mid side. The rotation's already coming in from XSET towards the back spawn, too, on the A site.
Looks like they're going to want to take mid. Probably refueling just to get the fake to really stick. This wall's a bit different here for them as they make their way in. And they cut. They're going to start heading over towards that B side. They have control, or maybe fake it and come down through spawn here at this point. They're so deep in mid.
I was going to say they were trying to maybe time out that owl drone and maybe give the false information there's nobody towards mid. But with that owl drone spotting and not pinging Ban, they still think that the hit's going to be a cut noise back into the A site, and that's exactly where it's going on, at least for now. That 0 point's going to get some huge information, at least it's pressed a lot. But Def plays around the corner, and he's going to line up too. Gets the hat trick onto Ban, who's able to move inside that site just for a bit. And then it's Scuba trying to save the round for the team. 10 seconds left on the clock. Nice, going long range. Finally, the last dagger connects onto Frosty. There's 4 seconds, and there's no time. I don't think he has it here. And it's going to be the round coming in for Knights. There you go. Or for XSET, sorry.
Position, you catch him off guard, and damn, he did a good job there. We get a lot of, like, flats and double kills right away today, Vance. Treat it.
Exactly. These guys have the perfect timing for both of these teams. And speaking of timing, we're trying to get a op kill, timing on mid-side control. Op shot miss. Bladestorm out for Ban. As we have 4 players moving up for the Knights up towards the mid, where only 1 player is playing inside B, and that's Def right here. We are trying to take the control towards the backside of A Halls, and that's long range that connects onto BCJ. That allows for them to move inside this B site, where Zip is going to be the one that's going to try to cut rotation. Now with the wall coming up on the defender's side, they're trying to play that for the retake.
Cryo Cells with the op, trying to get himself in position. 2 already there for XSET, but Knights have moved into B. Cryo starts off with the first one on Scuba.
Still dancing around the ladder room, though. Gangsta only with the classic. Sheriff moving towards B main, and everybody just getting dropped. Only 1 more to go. Ziff at least is going to be able to pick up a rifle after he drops Zekin, but he's forced up on having to clutch up against 3 players, with the spike also being down at ladder. And look at that. Not a single utility is wasted. Respect given to the Knights as we pull out the hat, and we know exactly where Ziff is at. Doesn't have a 0 point to work with, and that's pretty much it. You have pretty much the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
If you're trying to walk into this trap for Ziff.
Vans, that retake for XSET reminded me of SWAT. They just like slicing the pie on the way in, calling the shots. Everybody makes the right moves, checking your angles. Oh, what a good job. They were able to retake the site. And, you know, as Knights got hit, it almost looked like they didn't know XSET was there. They have been throwing off walls, though. Just walls that aren't at the site that Knights is taking. So we'll keep an eye on that, too. 0 points go down. A few affected, you could say.
Default right now for Knights, just not paying off. Working towards mid-side. They're just trying to find ways where they could or fight together to take down Crycells or try to avoid him. They got the information of Crycells at, but at the cost of one player falling down, and that's a very important actually agent to fall when you can actually get so much value off the Owl Drone on this map. And now everybody's just getting pinged. I mean, the utility's just really good for XSET on their defensive hold ever since they had their money right in.
Wait.
There's no communication coming out from the Knights. Everybody's getting picked off one by one. Shots in the back. No clue. No clue what's happening here for Knights, at least for this round.
Yeah, the communication was the big point, right? Nobody calmed it. The gas was going down. They thought they were covered. I think that's why we got the back of Ziff so easily from Crycells there. And I think that was pinpoint on for the round. It happens sometimes, just got a little lax in probably right before you're about to execute, everybody's getting in a position. It's just that quiet moment that you lose control of the situation. Def takes one down, true aim to the corner again.
Much room to breathe for the Knights here. Again, since the money's been right, it's not the same type of breathing room that Knights had on Split.
Look at this. He wants first blood again. He gets it. Just not
got a robotic kill. Got the Owl Drone. That's pretty much it. But the hat comes out, and now Def's being suppressed. He's going to have to break the recon dart in that back, and he's going to try to stay alive as long as he can. He's pretty much on a do or die position, and almost got that onto Gangsta. Gangsta retaliates back with only 2 HP remaining, and all these fights, these duels are paying off for Knights so far. As Zekin's already on a rotate, falling lap behind the Owl Drone of the defense. Range now, as now unfortunately Zekin thought that he was clear. And Frosty gets the kill with the operator now, only leaving BCJ. The amount of rounds that they've won in a row, trying to make it expensive at least for the Knights. Inside the pit, Scuba is winning with the Guardian, and he's
finally getting these online for each other. It's not Tour de Force, it's not other guns. Let's see. It's Crycells and Ban. What's going to happen this round? Peeking different spots now, but man, I hope they meet.
So far, it's going to be one lurking towards the hull that just got spotted by the Owl Drone, and that's in the form of Ben, forced to fall back. And that also rotates back Crycells inside the A site. And we have a fast execution inside A. Def gets the first headshot into Scuba, so that nullifies the Viper utility. At least a Hunter series coming out, but Def is still doing such a great job on the hold as Crycells and BCJ are looking to make this a flawless round for XSET. Every single shot this time is paying off for the defender side, and we have a big flank coming in from the K side with no idea where Ben is at. He's actually waiting on the top of 8 holes with the op, does get that kill, forces out the dash, so not too much utility outside from Cloudburst to actually try to save this operator with the remainder of the time.
I actually thought that was going to be Aaron running for him real quick, but he just going around to the other side of the site. So operator v operator, the intent to go for hauls, right? You get a frag, but Knights work site really fast. So to rely on somebody just plain old peeking hauls when it hasn't really been a check for Knights, this was kind of a maybe somebody will. That really didn't give too much help for the team for such an invested round when they were able to finally get this online. So I think a bit of a mistake there in the way Knights played it. Again, fantastic job by XSET as they just continue to string rounds together from that third. And a few back and forth here. They pull another one in their favor. And Ban will be able to save the op, which is good for him. And we'll see how Knights can work it next time. They've been great at formulating little strategies around Ban. It's still very possible.
So maybe try to find ways to bait this out early. And speaking about early battles, we might finally see this duel. It's going to be a showdown potentially at high noon between these two oppers, but unfortunately it's going to be a camera that spots the first one, and Trickshot indeed to break that tripwire in the back. And after being pinged, Crycells doesn't want to re-peek into this, so that's actually going to keep Van posted for quite a bit, but could also be an advantage for a late lurk on the A holes.
Good call. Keep an eye on everything for that situation. As they at least hover close to each other, we can hope that we'll get that fight at some point, but action looks like it will be at B for now. Here comes the drone out again, working off only the utility. Doesn't look like Knights is going to move faster than what's in front of them. That's going to be the drone for now. And they're stalled by a Viper's Bite real quick, so that'll probably hinder some stuff. But again, see how they work this wall that's off the site. It's in mid. They allow themselves to really work pressure around towards mid a lot easier if that wall's up. Safer from what could be coming on the rotation. Back and forth, though. Trying to keep XSET guessing here on round 9, Vansily.
Well, it works out that they're trying to make their way inside the doorway side. There's really nothing holding towards A aside from a very passive operator. So Def has fallen up towards mid. A little bit of alert from Frosty to get a kill onto the elbow side, so that's even less ability to hold A Halls where Krau's in a tough spot. So they get the first blood, though, on the A side hold, switches out to the Blade Storm, but immediately gets flushed out. With 9 seconds left on the clock, we get the plant down, and that also initiates the null command with this plant from Ziff that could be used on the attempt of a retake here for exit. And we talked about the amount of ults that were available. We only have the Harness Fury back.
Moving in together here. They're going to have one high. This might distract if they can open the door first, but the ground fight happens right away.
And that's already going to be it. After losing those ground fights at the beginning, then Zekin maybe looking for exits at this point. Starting to get pretty pricey, though, for XSET to try to salvage or muster up a couple of exit kills. He's only got 50 credits to his name, so very well done here for the Knights to run that slow round to get back into the A set here, Riv.
Yes, and now we got XSET on a double after they had a few wins, obviously. Let's see what happens again here, round 11.
Off the null command, very quick into the B side. We saw what happened the first time, and the same thing happens the second time. You're coming out with a null command, you're dropping now, but it's going to be potentially an off battle here, but the wall comes up. Recon dart in the back of the site. One swinging out towards that wall. We're trying to get the res, and it works out, but the jet on jet comes up on top for Cryocells. The Harness Fury out on defense. Does not get any kills from BCJ, but at least we canceled out the null command, and we're still closing that gap. We at least got that plant. We have one playing towards that B main to watch the flank. We're just trying to isolate Scuba and take him down, and finally with the Poison Orb, he's able to fall back with 30 HP. 2 snake bites to his name. PKS are falling back here towards the B site while XSET are moving forward on this retake. Rossi now with the cage coming down, gets the headshot onto Cryocell, and his teammates are going to work as well. But the retake still continues up for XSET. Big underhand flash, but we're playing on the outside of the site. We're going with the snake bites. We're trying to get it halfway at least. There's no Poison Orb coming out there at least so we can get it halfway. And now we go for the swing. They both die, and they will get the defuse here for XSET to make it 6-5.
Whoa. And adapt to what was happening there from round to round. They pull it back to 6. And we can still get a 5-6 here. More guns on Knight's last buy of the first half.
The more guns forces on a slow default once again. Riv, they're trying to get some action towards mid-sun, and it works out.
Zekin down. Ziff already huffing out his 0 point. See, that went towards that mid area, I believe. 1 minute coming up on the round as they go to throw an anchor back in. Cryocells is going to have an archway operator working towards B. As you can see, Def. Oh my God, what a tricky spot here.
And
this is why he's so good. This is why he's so good.
Oh man, and the hat comes out, so the information's there. 4 players towards the mid side, forces to rotate out from XSET, and that's also a cue for Krausells to get ready. And he's ready for that first kill onto Scuba, back towards the mid side. Easy second one. Pivot back towards the BB inside, but finally, Ben stops him in his tracks. Blade Storm to come out. They were moving inside this B side that's almost open, but out for the one that got the kill. It's already rotated inside the archway, and that's going to be Def. And it does get the cyber cages out, trying to run that clock down. Retaliating our shot darts on the attacker side.
Flank.
Indeed, do have this flank, and Spike has yet to get planted because it just got dropped by Def. Def just saved that round here for XSET. 9 seconds left on the clock. Man stuck in the corner. Guns are jumping out.
No.
4 seconds left. Elise are trying to get the plant, and that's not going to happen. Through the smoke, XSET takes
the pressure's on. An elimination series as well. XSET pulling into the lead here, and once they've gotten a lead, we've seen in this series, just the one map, I guess, but they have kept it. Knights, like you said, doing decent on pistol rounds here, as XSET was able to come back. Can they get another pistol round for themselves? Ban trying to push up with Ziff just behind, and Aaron picks up some good info as more is being fed into A site.
Yeah. As they're dancing so much here towards the halls, Aaron just did his job to pull 2 players inside the halls to weaken up the A site. This allows 2 flankers on a pulse plant. Cryocells, though, gets a nice opening kill onto Gangsta, and here comes the flank from behind. Aaron's winning court shot. Zep the first one to hold. Cryocells continues to push on the spawn side, though, to answer right back.
Literally causing so much trouble. Okay, Scuba's able to clean that up. Little janitorial duty in spawn side. Let's see if they can do the retake. Ziff with a flash.
2 players low on HP, pretty much halfway for Ziff and for Ban. Make that only 1 player alive at full health. And that's a long range, picking up a ghost after the frenzy from before. It's only going to be able to drop Def.
Spectre and a Marshall here, but second round, they are looking to solidify this and not give Knights an inch.
The confidence that they have, right?
Yes.
They have the rifle round, even for the Knights on that second round too. So putting a lot of value in these rifles second round, and also Vandal on the attack is going to hurt, especially when Def also has a Marshall. Probably one of the best Marshall players in North America when you have Def Wilderness weapon.
You love to see it. Probably play a lot of Scouts Knives. You can always trace it. You can always trace it back. Here we are heading into B. Drone first, as always. Zekin's going to be next with a flash following in. The team spreads out, and XSET will be able to take this site. Figuring this would happen, and I wonder how far they're going to push up. We saw Cryo go hard last time, but with a Vandal, I think they play this a little more safe.
Yeah. Or give me some shenanigans. Give a chance here for Ban to get across and then throw your utility so they can actually move in with the shorty, but doesn't start off too well. He already got ganks to that fell.
Yeah, this is the first time that Knights is finding out that they're against rifles as well. They only heard a Guardian, but they're about to find out a lot more if they do try to push. Exits are going to be the name of the game, going down with the spike if they can reach it. And we'll have the push through now.
Even traps on the other end. VCT gets to go into Scuba. Can we get exits? An underhand throw from Ziff. And no damage done whatsoever. It's going to be not only a flawless, but a prime gaming.
We get a bit of the same here for the second half out of XSET. And now let's see what our gun round provides for us. More of a gun round. It kind of is still a bonus for XSET with the way their economy's going to work out, but we'll see how they do it.
And that's what I was mentioning before. Look at the amount of money that was spent. There was only Cryocells maybe at 1,000 credits, but everybody else was like maximum just buying utility. Because they just didn't get damaged, so they're looking pretty good into the next round. But let's talk about the present at least. We have the recon dart in the back of the site. Snake bite to flush out players on defense just around the orange side. So you see that combination of utility that looks pretty good. Oppresses now Knights to fall all the way back towards bridge side, then allows XSET to push forward into the site and get a spike plant down.
Cryo has been absurd. His opening 1v1s, the forward confidence to continue pushing further than his team without their safety. Like, right, the util's been used to take the site. What he does then is on him. And obviously a Jet can get out of a sticky situation, but he is just mowing people down. XSET really getting these rounds on the back of Cryo at times. And here's a few more Vans. They fall so quick.
Yeah, even Van as he dashes away. As soon as he comes out of it, there's already...
As it is now, XSET's got money for quite a few rounds, even if they go down.
Yeah, so you want something to come up huge here for Gangsta. I mean, he was able to do a little bit of chip damage with the Marshall. That's 101, 101. Then that's perfect for the Sheriff kills. It doesn't have to land for headshots, right? 55 for body damages. They could do a lot of damage with this for the rest that are running these Sheriffs. But it seems to be very slow. XSET understands that, and they're playing it very, very cautiously in their default, and Ben's just holding that trigger discipline. Maybe, oh no, waited a little bit too long. The timing on that one. He still lands the kill just in case. He got his one. That's good enough.
All the while that happening, we did get a drone out of BCJ that snuck into A to try and hold the members of Knights there. It's going to be a B take Vans. They've already crept into the site, and Zekin pulls off a frag onto Gangsta.
And that's Frosty in the backside. Camera spotted, close range peeking out. Snake bite onto the ground, not fast enough to do the debuff damage. So it's just going to be Ziff on his own in the end in a 4 versus 1. So it was looking to create some good pressure.
They're doing a really great job of kind of not really defaulting, but kind of swarming a position, backing off, and then having a mid-round strat to execute on. And they have not been wrong for the past quite a few rounds now. Both of these teams have wins in their last 2 games on this map, and good ones at that. I think we're just seeing XSET here come a bit more prepared and drilled in the way they're attacking.
No dashes available because we do have the null command as the door opens up. That's also going to be a live camera for everybody else to see in for XSET, but they're just seeing their teammates fall to the eyes of that KO, as that's a stellar hold from the
match. We have to reiterate that. Knights, you know, a lot of people did not put them this far in the tournament, and they have, and now they have to pick up rounds with even more pressure on their shoulders going against these teams. They've done so much work to be able to produce these rounds too. And a lot of this push from Ban continues to give them good results.
Cryocel's pinged the camera, yet Zekin still peeked out from the spawn side. Maybe they didn't expect for Ban to push out with that operator either. But speaking of which, we have switched it over for Cryocels. He is bringing out the operator into this round here. He was trying to see if he could catch somebody off guard here towards this B site. But unfortunately, it's his teammate that falls at the beginning of this very round while we have a Viper's hit towards A. So good contamination, or containment, should I say, as the operators are continue to go to work on both ends.
The goods have been contaminated.
True. It is a Viper's pit after all, so.
It is. It is. See if they push through. He's been, Scuba's been so patient, and Def is just waiting on the other side. The epitome of patience in a situation. He will stand there all day until the team requires him. This lurk onto B already for Cryocells kind of gives XSET an option, but it's like an uncleared lurk. They still have to be very careful about going in.
They just want this to happen. They want to get the plan so that Def could get this kill onto Scuba on the rotate too. So there's two big things that can happen. This flank coming in from Ban towards B main as well. Def's got to get this kill towards A main. And then now here comes that flank on B main. Ban's going to be able to cut the rotation potential onto Def so that everybody else can focus on actually taking over this B site. And there's that crossover with the cage. He survives. Oh my god. So that also gives the information that the operator's towards B main. So the other two guys inside the B site for the Knights, or should I say for XSET, could be in a great position as it's a blade storm enemy battle. Right clicks, but it connects on the left click for Cryo. He jumps towards the air, wall bent by Gangsta, and now Def is on his own on a 2v1. Way too far. The spike is getting defused, and it's going to be the round coming in for the Knights.
What a way for that. They protect the spike diffuser. Knights come up with another round, Bans. 11-7 now. Getting closer and closer, and Ban looks for the forward peek again. Ban is trying to do so much.
This is so good, man. It's been suppressed by a lot of things. Snakebite forced on the ground in the beginning. 100 security come out from BCJ. It connects onto Def on the defender side, though. So let's see what happens now, as we do have a couple of smokes coming out. And we cut noise just for a bit. We hear the null command coming out of force from Zip, but that's just going to force XSET to maybe potentially fall back to B site.
Only a camera there. Losing Scuba kind of made them on the side of Knights squeeze their numbers so they can all rotate together, more playing their life. Oh, Ziff, that's a scary spot to be in. The spams come through. Zekin will hit true on that one, and they're going to start rotating over. See how long the camera works for, because that could be a big play here if Knights try to get back in.
Pulls out the cage too to allow the camera to look out. Now he actually gets the ping onto Cryocells, who falls back, but
here we go.
That still allows the two players to get inside this B site. The thing is, though, that cage prevented for them to know where the camera's coming from, so Death still has a great opportunity to pull the camera up and get the information as the spike's going to get planted. Or sorry, not Def, but Frosty here.
Right. BCJ with a little plant dance. Oh. Camera's down. So is Gangsta.
Flash coming out from second 2. 0 point now is going to suppress Frosty. Underhand throw for the timing. He's going to be able to get this one. No, Crowcell steals it. And that's going to put
Knights backs really against the wall now. See what they can produce. We're back on a gun round.
This is potentially the first team that's going to get knocked out of this bracket of the North American VCT Stage 1 qualifiers, and starts off with only 4 more kills needed for XSET. Our spike to go off here on this map of Breeze. Ban being a key pivotal player that you wanted to step up to this game, unfortunately gets nullified right off the bat, and Cryocell continues his reign with the operator. That's also now the Viper utility down for the Knights.
What can they can only react here. Obviously, you can't really be proactive with the numbers down. And while Frosty has the right play, how many can he get down? As Cryo's going to maybe be the first one he sees. What a sticky spot.
Cool. Viper's pit to come out too. Gangsta's looking towards the back. Frosty's still dancing in there. That's the Viper's pit down. And as it comes down, Cryo takes down his teammate towards Berlin. As they look back, Frosty's trying to stay alive. He has to clutch a 3 versus 1. He throws out the hat, but that's it. BCJ gets the kill, and XSET move forward by beating Knights 2-0.
XSET came out swinging today, but not in the beginning of the match. They found themselves a little bit behind, trying to figure out what their opponents were doing, but I think that's where teams need to look at as well.